amazing and taking no amazing. Don't need a vacation, I need a replacement. So the lights out soon as we came in.
Hey, what is up, guys? This is your boy Astrox back with another video. Now, before we get into anything, there's going to be a warning, right? This is basically, essentially, it's a leak, a story leak, and I wouldn't want anyone to, feel like they're being spoiled. That's if this happens or not. Again, just throwing this out there. This is still just speculation, and yeah, just bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I'm just gonna be explaining, just my general thoughts on this source, right? As you can call it. Let's just call it a source, okay? And that is about Childe coming back. And why is Childe coming back? A lot of people have been saying, or just wondering, why is Childe coming back for a second rerun, right? This is basically his third banner coming back pretty quick, right? It hasn't even been that long since we last got Childe. It's been since 1.4, right? When Childe came back with Venti as well. That wasn't really that much long ago, right? So from this source, right, from Terry Chen, I'm just gonna put it on the screen real quick. Just gonna read it as fast as I can. It says, Scaramouche escapes with the Gnosis instead of giving it to the Sarita. Sarita orders Childe to capture him, but Childe instead got defeated by Scaramouche. He died due to his delusion/foul legacy consuming his life. Before the duel happened, Childe gave you a letter for Tusser and his family. Now about Terry Chen. Terry Chen has been pretty accurate before. He's the one that said that, Senor was going to die. He said that Scaramouche was a clone, and pretty much said that Raiden Shogun, or A, right, had a twin. And they've all came out to be true. Literally, for those who are deep into the story, you guys probably will know what I'm talking about. So, this is where I'm just going to be throwing things out there. We don't know if this is going to happen, so again, please take this with a huge bucket of salt. A huge bucket of salt. Like, I need you to carry that bucket with you, because we don't know what's going to happen, right? And this kind of ties into why Childe comes to Inazuma, right? Because apparently Childe and Shinyan are going to come to Inazuma, right? And they're going to venture with us for story quest, right? In the next patch. So with this source, right? Which may seem like a good story, but at the same time, it's just like Childe fans out there who just love the character and how he is, he may be the enemy, but remember, he is the same enemy that basically befriended us, and we became friends with him, right? We've seen, Childe, how he is with the Fatui. He's with the Fatui in order to protect his family, in a way, right? We've seen the relationship between him and Tusser, and we've seen that in the quest, right? And we thought, hey, that was a pretty nice quest, we haven't been in that quest in such a very long time, but for those who remember, right, at one point, Childe said that he was, he was a part of a business that wasn't the Fatui, and he told Tusser that he was doing it for a better reason, right? So, Tusser believed in that and whatnot, but not knowing that Childe is basically a harbinger himself. So, right, it's just like, we kind of see the relationship build up, and it's kind of fun every single time Traveler and Childe interact. They're like, oh yeah, you want to see who's stronger, let's fight each other, right? I think that's pretty cool, and it's just like, yeah, if this actually comes to be, then it will actually be extremely sad. Now, I hope it doesn't come to the part when Childe is actually, gone, but actually to the point where he gets defeated by Scaramouche, but he's weakened after using his foul legacy transformation, because it's such a strain on his body, right? So it's just like, damn, right? And then a part where it's talking about he gave us a letter for Tusser and his family. That right there will hit in literally the most craziest way possible, and That to me would just be absolutely insane, man. Like literally, they were talking about a guy who was trying to protect his family. You know, he's in the Fatui for actually he's in the Fatui for a better reason than than what it seems, right? Although he did release Osile, but that's something else. Usually, he's a harbinger, but apparently he doesn't know what's going on with the other harbingers, right? No one tells him anything. Signora didn't tell him anything back in patch 2.2. Signora basically just kept Childe in the dark, right? And Childe wasn't very, fond of that, so. And, we know the Tsaritsa apparently is basically like, the leader of the harbingers and whatnot. So, of course, it would make sense, right? And Scaramouche, just leaving with the Gnosis and not giving it back to the Tsaritsa, then, yeah, there could be a lot of conflict there. So, I just think it would be incredibly sad if that was actually to come to happen, right? We've seen Mihoyo, if you guys have played Honkai. I personally haven't, but I've been looking into it, and apparently, they still have you play as characters, even though those characters pass away, if that makes sense. So Childe, I don't know if Childe could be the first character to go, we've seen Kazuha get a death flag, and now all of a sudden we're seeing Childe getting a death flag. So again, I hope this changes. I really does hope it changes, because I feel we have barely scratched the surface into Childe's story, right? Knowing that he's from Snezhnaya, and we're not going to get Snezhnaya for such a long time, and that he basically promised us at one point that he would take us to Snezhnaya, I feel like, come on, it's way too soon, It's just way too soon, right? I freaking love this character, and I wouldn't want him to die out so easily, so again, this could be the reason why Childe is actually coming to Inazuma. Or once again, I like to think that this is a theory. It's a pretty good damn theory, I'm not going to hold you, but I just hope it's not something that will come true, knowing how accurate Terry-chan has been in the past. So again, that's literally just my thoughts. It would be extremely sad if this actually came into tuition, but that's just pretty much my thoughts on this topic, and just gonna end it off there. So again, tell me what you guys think about this source, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.